Hey everybody, it's your pal Drew. Time for another episodic episode of the Epic Proportions. Human Fly. Just picked this up, actually, at the store. Human Fly, I'm a sucker for. I bought the original series. And mostly based on this costume. It's a great costume. And maybe they decided to go with Canadian colors. I don't care. It's just a real badass costume. So, I picked up the first couple issues, and unfortunately, it lasted only 18 issues, but the art was more bad than good. It was just, you could see it was a rush, but Bill Mantlo, the grand poobah of the licensed characters, he made the Fly a real person. He never showed who he was underneath, but he had a good staff around him. And so we're going to start. And here's all the credits. I don't recognize anybody. And they have the indicia and all that, but what's funny is there's no price anywhere. So the guy at the local comic shop, he kind of gave me a break on it. I mean, it probably is with the thickness and all that, it's probably like a $5.99 or so, but he charged me less because I've been there forever. And it was very nice of him. So this one... hard luck case gets hired by the Human Fly to be part of his what do you call that, just part of his support group. Right now he's balancing using his baton, and that helmet is a change that I kind of like. I don't mind it because, he does stunts. Why not wear a helmet? For a second it kind of threw me. But the original Human Fly, the story was good, and only the last couple issues, penciled by 1950s legend Bob Lubers, really looked good. But it was too little, too late. Got some action here. Now, here's the thing. I get a question. The Human Fly was supposed to... he was televised jumping over buses and wrecking, and then he was on top of a 747. And another stunt was... I'll find out later. I never saw these on TV, ever. I saw like a couple panels that were used in the comic book, but I didn't know if this was just like a Canadian-only broadcast. But if anybody in the States have seen this, please let me know. Here's the deal. Man, I love that. Here's the deal. Back in the day, we only had TV Guide to get a paper. It was a little magazine that came out every week, and we had to rely on that for scheduling and all that. And for the most part, it was accurate. But if you had odd shows that had no real home, like the Human Fly, like the Flash TV show that I love with John Wesley Shipp, you didn't even know about it until maybe after the fact. Or like the Flash, I was chasing the Flash all over it. First they put him up against Cosby on Thursday nights, which was just stupid. And then they moved him to like Friday, and then I looked on Friday, he wasn't there. And then I'm checking the channels on a Sunday, and I see like the last 10 minutes of the Flash. I'm like, shit. So I don't know if this was ever aired in America. I don't know. But if you know, tell me below, please. It's just one of those things that, like, it seems like the coolest things get shoved in, but they don't really work up a lot of energy about it as far as promotion. I think there's some screen capture going on. That's okay. Motorcycles are a major pain in the ass to draw. So if he does it, I don't blame him in the least. So his stunt it's always for raising money for children and stuff like that, and Children's Hospital. He got the ring. It's the key to the city, and I really like the way that looks. It's pretty cool. This is a great splash. He leaps up, uses a baton, kind of like Daredevil's Billy Club, grabs the ring, goes down, and the bike goes down, and he lands, and he continues. But he finds out, somebody tells him the bomb is in there. I don't know the whole thing, but it blows up. However, That bike, it seems odd. I think it would be more this way so it could go back to that. But you know what? I don't care. It's a great looking page spread. And that's the end. So meet the team. The only guy I know is Jim Kruger, who wrote Earth X in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he did all those spin-offs with Alex Ross and John Paul Leon. So here's some of the photos. I've only seen him in photos, and they were in like Human Fly in the letters page, which, you know, printed poorly. This one has him with an open nose and a mouth for whatever reason. This is him crashing after trying to jump the buses to beat Evel Knievel's record. And there's a teeny tiny Human Fly on top of the thing is, they put like this metal post behind him, so it was basically holding him. And the whole act was for him to deal with the rigors of you know, the rain and all this stuff hitting him. And I like that spread. And this is something, you know, I don't know. It's like, it's not. That's way too dark. It's not like computer generated art good, and it's not pencil and ink art good. It's very, I don't know. It's kind of amateurish, and I apologize for saying that. But our pal the Human Fly comes on strong. And he doesn't have his helmet. He has his old mask, which I dig. I dig it. So, yeah, good stuff. Good. And you know what? I'm going to pick up, I hope they do more, because this kind of smells like a one-shot. And I, you know, for, what do you call, copyright purposes. So, okay, Phantom Stranger. Big fan favorite, but he's never really succeeded as a monthly comic character. This is issue 4 of 4 miniseries by Paul Kupperberg, Mike friggin' Mignola, P. friggin' Craig Russell. So you get some beautiful stuff here. And you know what's funny? I almost prefer this old style. I really do, because you know, later on he threw a lot of shadows in, but you can see he's already, you know, he's already developed as an artist. And you know, I read this over and over again, and it was a bit tricky because I didn't read the previous 3 appearances, and they should have had a little blurb about that. And there is Negative Woman, and we see Phantom Stranger at Stonehenge. I really dig this stuff. So check it out. You know, it is good. It's just that I'm going to get the other few. I just happened to get this out of the dollar bin, and I wanted to see what it was like. The Phantom Stranger. And also, Phantom Mignola and P. Craig Russell probably don't know about it. And here we go. Legion of Superheroes. I became a big fan when Levis and Geffen took over. They did it for like 20-some issues, and then they went with Baxter Paper. They relaunched it, and this was a weird thing with Teen Titans and Legion of Superheroes. They had a concept called the hardcover, softcover book. Like if you have a novel and it comes out as a hardcover, then the next year a softcover comes out. You know, for more successful books, that is. So they decided to do a series, a new rebooted series on Baxter Paper. But only to the comic shops, not to the newsstands, which were still thriving at the time. So what they did is, for a year, they had Legion, and they also had Tales of the Legion of Superheroes, and they would have all new stories. So concurrently, you would have 2 new Legion books a month. But after a year, this would end up in like issue 13 of Tales of. Same thing with Teen Titans. And I don't know how long it lasted, because it was ballsy, but it's kind of odd, especially when the comic shops were growing, and it was kind of like, well, you know, I could probably pick this up first a year early, and the new Teen Titans did that as well. Now this is the first issue that Steve Lytle takes over from Keith Giffen's layouts. Keith was kind of cranking stuff out, like really fast, and kind of on his way to doing his Jose Munoz style. But Steve Lytle, new kid on the block, really nice stuff. Really, really great traditional, but yet fresh take. So Giffen gives out. He's called an art consultant in this book, which it makes sense. You don't want to. God, the 80s were just such a crappy time for cartoons, and so it's really neat. And Larry Malstead, who inked all those years of Legion over Giffen, he keeps the feel, the continuous feel. Lightning Lord. A special spotlight illustrated by Joe Orlando. Legendary Joe Orlando. Now, and here comes the Thunderbolts, annual 97. This probably is in the latest Epic collection. I just did a Thunderbolts Epic collection, which covers the early issues, and this was in the first year. And what was amazing is Kurt Busiek and Mark Bagley somehow, and everybody at Marvel, kept this a secret. They were really the masters of evil. I could talk today. And disguised as new superheroes while Heroes Were Born was going on. But as time went on, some of them started to like being heroes. And I'll tell you what, so grateful I didn't have to ink this. I mean, all this stuff, all of that is so busy. It's so crazy. And, even Atlas, and but I'll shrug it off. There's a image of Jolt, who's a new, she's a member of the New Warriors, and she's looking to join the Thunderbolts. Don't know why, because it's just, here is the team, okay? Mark Bagley, Bob McLeod, Tom Grummett, Ron Randall, Gene Colan, Derek Robertson, George Perez, Chris Marinan, and inked by a whole bunch of people. So you're getting some really top-notch stuff. And that looks very Bob McLeod. I call him McLeod because that's the way I read it all those years. And here's something funny. I always thought was annoying. You said it, lover. Have you never met anybody in the real world call somebody lover? Like, hey, I know what you mean, lover. Oh, come back here, lover. Maybe lover boy, but it's like, it always struck me as silly. I've never heard it, and I never heard it on TV even. But it's like a really good book. It basically is a prequel, and it tells you how all of the villains kind of were on hard times when when Baron Zemo decided to recruit them. So, and Gene Colan, I mean, his perspective and stuff like that, it's really wonky, but he was at that age where he was more into mood, and he did, it was more impressionistic, or is that expressionistic? I don't know. But I like it. And if I was writing a book with him in it, I would write around his artwork to make it a little more clear in places. So, he fails. Here comes Zemo. I've come to offer you membership in my new Masters of Evil. Hang on. Membership, huh? You got a big plan? Something big? Something to wipe the smirk off everyone's faces? Is there any other kind? Then I'm in, Baron. Believe me, I'm in. I love that Baron Karza costume. That Baron Zemo costume that Mike Zeck designed. As you can tell, I've been reading the Micronauts on the list. There we go, George Perez, baby. So Goliath gets rescued from another dimension or something like that, and he's forever grateful to Zemo. as a result. So it's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, finally, New Teen Titans. They hadn't done the hardcover, softcover format yet. Oh, by the way, that died pretty quickly. I love this cover. I got a thing for archers. Archers are so cool to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I could be an archer if I was good enough, like an archer superhero. I don't know. I wouldn't have boxing glove arrows, that's for sure. But here's the Brotherhood of Evil, not to be confused with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And I have an episode where I talk at great length about the non-coincidences of Doom Patrol and X-Men. And anyway, let's move on. Baron Blood, love that guy. Now here's the thing: their biggest villain at the time was Trigon, who was the four-headed, antler-wearing, red villain, and he was Raven's father. And I hated that design. And to say that about a Perez design is just so rare. But this is the guy, Baron Blood. Damn, that's a great costume. And those little insets. Come on, there we go. Okay. I would send Dr. Pimple Popper after this guy. And then hog tie him and send him to jail. So, Dick's working on his frustrations with Wonder Girl. And that's Raven, who is the daughter of that character I can't stand. Well, there's just a lot of really neat... It's funny because Wolfman and Perez... for one thing, they have a good anchor, because the last year or so, that so many, actually for years, Perez was getting shitty anchors at Marvel, and he came over and wrote Romeo Tangel, pretty much followed true to the art. Here comes Tara, while she's still kind of, she was a villain, but she's misunderstood, and she's like, bug off, blah, blah, blah. She's telling him, give me a chance. But they don't know that she becomes a traitress. Here goes Pimple Popper. Either that or a big stick of gum. So she messes with his memories. He had a drug-induced mind for a while back in the Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams issues. And great stuff. I was just so shocked at how these guys, who were just about 10 years into their careers, were at the top of their game. And that's it. I will see you again soon.